Steve, you must be pretty pleased with the way the second end have played this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Delighted that there's been performances of note, both in the second team, which have led to performances in the first team. I think that's the important thing to recognise, why they're there to develop and into future Somerset stars out in the middle for the first team. But yeah, there's been some really pleasing aspects, both as individuals and as a team. So getting through to both finals in the one-day competition and the T20 have provided some pressure cricket for the chaps to play in, and I think they've relished it really. They've really enjoyed every occasion we've thrown at them, and it's been an absolute delight to see the way they've gone about their business.
And you've had a sort of a hardcore players this year, haven't you? I'm guessing you haven't used as many players as perhaps you've had to use in the past.
Yeah, to be fair, I kind of lose track a little bit. I wouldn't want to be labelled, the Tinkerman, Claudio Ranieri, or anything like that. But there's a needs must at times in the second team due to selection and injury and availability with guys at school and university as well. There is a necessity to use quite a large squad. But that being said, there has been a core group of scholarship players and emerging young players that have formed the basis of what's been quite a young and dynamic side this year.
And you've obviously been successful in one-day cricket. Obviously, you talked about the two finals, but I mean, your championship cricket has been pretty successful as well, hasn't it? And you've won some games lately.
Yeah, well, what we try and do with the guys is encourage them to find a way to win. Inevitably, that results at times in being prepared to lose. We've had a couple of really close games where we chased 370 odd at Sussex. Don Bess actually got 85, I think, and we were 5 short. We set Middlesex 400 to win here, and they knocked it off, I think 7 down. A very similar game in fact to what the first team played here. So at times recognise the fact that by challenging the guys we are going to lose matches, and probably that's affected our results in championship cricket. But the learning I think that we've gained on the players, and the players have subsequently achieved as well, has been quite strong.
And obviously two standout performers who've gone on and achieved in the first team would be obviously Jack Leach, who started the season with you in the second, and latterly Don Bess, who's actually gone out there and really shown what he can do in the last game here.
Yeah, Jack's had a wonderful season in the first team, and he did quite well at the back end of last year too, so I didn't expect to see too much of him. But with the weather early season and obviously Ruloff playing a prominent role in the side, Jack had to bide his time, and I think having an opportunity to bowl and then go into the first team on wickets that were spinning has certainly been advantageous for Jack. But he's been phenomenal, but fully expected him to build and improve on his season last year, and he's done obviously a lot more than that. And with Dom, he was I suppose quite a big surprise really. I mean, he went away this winter with a bit of an instruction that it was kind of down to him really to improve, and nothing formal for him when he came back. And very quickly he's taken every opportunity that he's been given, and he's been quite magnificent, whether he's played for us in the second team, whether when he's played for the England under-19 side, where he was a stand-up performer for them too, but also his debut in the game this week against Warwickshire, he just assimilated into the game like he'd played it all his life. It was great to see.
And obviously they're both youngsters who've come through the Somerset Academy, and you've obviously been involved with that. This is your second season, so it must be pleasing for you with that other hat on.
Yeah, you do gain a huge affinity to the young players that I suppose you spend quite a lot of time with in the winter months, and then you have a vested interest in them succeeding in the summer, because it obviously helps the club grow stronger. So yeah, we've got I think a wealth of strong players actually at the moment from the academy. We had 4 guys that went to the ECB Super Fours competition, all of which have been successful. There's a couple of guys competing hard for England under 19 spots as well, and also George Bartlett and Ben Green have just come off the academy. We're going to go away hopefully again with England under 19s this winter. So it's almost at times difficult to try and provide all the opportunity that I'd like to give the guys in the second team, but it does create that competition that the guys have to take their opportunity when they get it.
And of course the other two who we haven't really mentioned, we mentioned Ben Green, but Ollie Sale has come back to full fitness and got some good returns for you, and actually played in one of the last T20 games for us.
Yeah, it'd be remiss not to mention Ollie Sale and Tim Rouse, the
yes,
two guys,
course,
the in-betweeners, the guys at university, as we say. They've had interesting seasons. Ollie coming back from a stress fracture where he hardly bowled the second half of last season, and to see him running as hard as he has at the end of this year has been great, and a credit to him really, how he did most of his work self-reliant at Newcastle University, and flew back whenever he could to see our medical staff. But to see him at full fitness and improving again, and I think making his first team T20 debut. That was great to see. And Tim, Tim Rouse making his debut against Pakistan. It came off the back of a quite magnificent 175 against Gloucestershire at Taunton Vale. I think that was actually Tim's first second 1100, and it was an innings which really made myself and Matt stand up and take note, because it was something where he's so assured, where he played the short ball brilliantly and looked like he was in complete control of his game, and that earned him an opportunity against Pakistan, and he got 40 odd, and again showed some further evidence that he could be a player of the future for Somerset.
And finally, we must mention our wickets out at Taunton Vale in particular, where we've played most of our home games. They've been a bit special for you again this year, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, Rob Hake's been brilliant out there at Taunton Vale. I think how Taunton Cricket Club accommodate us is fantastic, and I think the guys really enjoy playing there. It is a surface which is reflective of first-class cricket standard. Almost at times it's too good. We've had a couple of games away from there this year where the ball's moved about a bit more, and the guys need to get used to that. But I think we're very lucky, and a lot of other counties look at Taunton Vale as a blueprint to potentially what they could do, and have youth cricket and second team cricket on an external ground. So to be able to have that facility, I think benefits the club as a whole.